You may not want to see your ex ever again, but in many cases, they will have some of your belongings that you want back. Speed is essential. With a normal breakup, you may want to wait a few days until the air cleared a bit and then have a calm discussion on getting your belongings back. But with a narcissistic, abusive or vindictive ex, speed is essential. You want to give them as little time as possible to damage or discard your belongings. They may still think that they can win you back and may not do anything to your belongings to show that they will change. But the moment they realize that you are gone for good, they may take their anger out on your belongings. Depending on the local laws where you live, they may be able to discard your belongings within 30 days or less after you moved out or broke up the relationship. However, a narcissistic person may be willing to pay for damaging your belongings just for the satisfaction of hurting you, and may feel they have a right to damage your property and that you will never take them to court. Some even welcome the challenge to humiliate you in court as they are delusional in thinking they will win. Make a list. Make a list of all the items you can remember you left at your ex's place. To help you remember items, draw out a floor plan of a place on paper and then label each room. Then close your eyes and imagine going from room to room and thinking what item could be in that room. On your list of items, write the room you think the item should be in next to each item name. When you're done, you will have a list of all the items you left, grouped by the room you think they should be in. Remember to include items on walls, such as paintings, awards, certifications, or decorations you may want. Also, think of what items you may have left in drawers or cupboards. Calculate the cost of loss. Next to each item on your list, write down the physical replacement cost as well as the personal value of the item to you. For instance, a watch may only be worth a few dollars to physically replace, but it may have been a gift from someone special, making it priceless to you. Note that any identification documents as well as certifications, awards, letters of recommendation, qualifications, as well as credit and debit cards have a high personal value to you. This is due to the narcissist possibly using identification documents to commit fraud in your name, or that the place where you got the qualification or award may no longer have a record of you or no longer exist. Thus, you would not be able to replace the items, which may make it hard for you should you want to change jobs later in life. Decide if it's worth it. Look at the replacement value of the items on your list and decide if it's worth going through the trouble to get them back. You should try to get personal identification documents, bank or credit cards, awards, certifications, qualifications, as well as items of sentimental value to you back. Rank the items. Rank the items according to the importance to you. Personal identification documents, bank cards, qualifications, awards, and heirlooms should be at the top of your list. It may be a bummer if you lose your favorite scarf, but it will be less costly than if your ex used your driver's license to rack up debt in your name or scam people using it. You can make 3 groups, such as must get back, want to get back, and would be nice to get back. For the must get back group, try to keep the time it would take you to retrieve the items to around 10 to 15 minutes. Write the room name where the item should be next to each item. This will help you when you collect the items, or if you need to send someone else to go in and collect the items for you. If you expect a friend or police officer might need to collect the items for you, write a short description for each item next to the item name, such as a scarf, blue and white knitted wool, in the bedroom closet. Get support. Before you contact your ex, get support to help you get the items or just to be there as emotional support. Try to take someone with who is calm under pressure and can deal with difficult people. If you have no one or you fear for your safety, then you can ask the local police to escort you in getting your belongings back. If you need professional movers, then get quotes first and decide on a company to use. Get the times and dates people will be available to help you. Make a plan. Take your list that is grouped by the importance of getting items back and order each group as to the rooms items are in. It will help if you sketch a floor plan of a place on the back of the list. This will allow you or anyone else to look at your list and easily move from room to room and collect the items from most important to least important in each room. If there is limited time, they can focus only on the most important items for each room. If there is more time, they can also collect other items as they move from room to room. This way you only need to be in a room once and know you collected all the items you can for the time you have. It may make your ex more agreeable as they can be in the room while things are being collected and not feel like their house is randomly searched. They will feel more in control. That is a huge thing for narcissistic people. Making a list in this way will allow you to send someone else so you do not need to face your ex, or to give the list to the police while you wait outside. Having a list will also make it easier to talk to your ex and have them agree to the items you intend to take before you enter the place, rather than having to argue about each item you collected. A list will also be handy if you have a lot of items and need professional movers. You can hand them a list and instruct them to focus only on the less important items, while you focus on retrieving the items in your must-get-back group. As each item is brought out, it can be marked on your list as done. It will then be easy to see if something was forgotten at a time when emotions may be high. Contact your ex. With your list done, and an idea of who will help you and the times they are available, it is time to contact your ex. It is best if you send a text message, as phone calls can get emotional and lead to more problems. Emails are often too slow and give your ex too much space to have verbal diarrhea about how it is your fault that the relationship failed. Make the text simple, such as, "Some of my belongings are still at your place. When will be convenient to pick them up?" Be as polite as possible. When your ex responds, get proof of them agreeing you can collect your belongings and the time and date. If they call you back, then record the conversation or follow it up with a text message such as, "Just to confirm as to our verbal agreement that I can come on Monday the 25th at 6 p.m. to collect my belongings that are at your place." Keep phone conversations to 5 minutes or less to avoid emotions getting in the way. If they agree that you can let yourself in and that they will not be there, then get that in a text message as well, so that they cannot later claim you broke into their place. If your ex does not answer back in 2 to 3 days, then send another text and give it a day. If your ex still does not respond, then you can contact the police. They will guide you on the process you need to take according to your local laws on getting your belongings back with their help. You may need to go to court and file an order to have a sheriff go and collect your belongings on your behalf. This can be done if you feel unsafe in contacting your ex. If you have a restraining order against your ex, then you will have to send someone in your place. It is possible to get an order from a court even without notifying your ex if you have a good reason for not contacting your ex. Fearing for your safety and a protection order are often enough reasons. If a judge asks you what items needs to be collected, hand them a copy of your list that has the item name, description of the item, and the room it may be found in. This will help a lot compared to you needing to guess what needs to be retrieved while in court. Collecting your belongings. Never go alone when collecting items from an abusive or narcissistic ex. Even if you have to ask the police to escort you, do so. Narcissistic people have very fragile egos, and your ex may have thought they could convince you to take them back when you come to collect your belongings. Thus, they may have had no intention of letting you take anything and only agreed for you to come over so that they can gaslight and manipulate you. Some may have had the intention to hurt you as a way to vent their anger for the relationship ending. Tape the address to the back of your phone and make sure your phone is charged. If your ex becomes aggressive, immediately call the police. Keep conversation to a minimum and neutral with your ex. Know that your ex may bait you into getting angry or may try to whitewash the abuse you suffered. They may throw a pity party, an Oscar-winning performance of how sorry they are and how they will change, and how you are throwing away a good thing, or how you are not giving them a chance to change. Do not lollygag or engage in an argument with your ex. As soon as you have permission to enter the place, get your belongings as fast as possible. Refuse all food and drink from your ex. It is a waste of time and set you up for them to be able to gaslight you. It is also dangerous. Some vindictive narcissists may poison you due to their hatred for you ending the relationship. People with very fragile egos will go to great lengths to protect their ego, even so far as to kill the person who is threatening their ego. They do not think of the long-term consequences of their actions. Use your list and get the most important items first, then the rest. Note that if you do not show on the agreed date, then there is a chance that you may lose the right to get your belongings back. If your ex agreed to a date and time and is not there or refused to let you in, then provided you have proof of them agreeing, you will need to request an order from a court to force your ex to give your belongings back, or may need to open a case of theft against them. Record them refusing you entrance or not being home so you can prove it to the court, as your ex will surely deny it. Your ex may contest ownership of items. This can get very technical and requires discussion on its own video, as you don't always need to be married to need to share ownership of items. And some items you may not get back even if you bought them, while others you may need to give back even if they were gifts from your ex.